Hello everyone and welcome back. So, can artificial intelligence redefine how we experience museums? I think up until recently, most people would probably have said no, but there is no denying that AI is a growing reality, from personalized tours to virtual guides. AE is transforming the way we engage with cultural heritage. So I thought it was time we explored it a little bit and had a look at some of the opportunities and challenges involved around artificial intelligence and whether it will shape the future of storytelling and interpretation in our cultural spaces. As always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please add your comments below. First of all, let's just start by defining what we mean by AI in museums. So artificial intelligence or AI refers to, well, machines basically that can analyze data, learn patterns and make decisions. So in museums, for example, this can mean anything from chatbots that answer visitor questions to tools that might tag artifacts or create personalized tours based on your preferences. And that's just some of the ideas. But how does this apply to storytelling and interpretation? Museums are already exploring AI to create dynamic, visitor-centered experiences. So I thought let's have a closer look at how it's being used today, what we might expect from the future, and what we need to look out for, really. Museums across the globe are already experimenting with AI to improve their visitor experiences. So, for example, in personalized tours, there are already apps that suggest exhibits based on your interests. So AI can track your behavior and preferences to tailor your journey, just like Netflix, for example, can recommend shows or films for you. Also, interactive chatbots, where you use chatbots to answer visitor questions. So these bots are like digital tour guides and basically available all the time. In collection management, AI can also help catalog and tag museum collections, making them more accessible to researchers and to the public. Now, if we think about sort of AI behind the scenes, really, the Smithsonian Institution already uses AI for predictive maintenance, and they employ sensors and machine learning algorithms to forecast equipment failures and to schedule timely repairs, for example. And this is a very proactive approach in many ways, and can reduce both maintenance costs and ensure a smoother operation. We also see it in conservation and restoration, where AI can detect damage to artifacts or even predict deterioration, and of course, therefore, give conservators the tools to protect cultural heritage better. Now, if we have a look at some of the opportunities that AI brings to museum interpretation specifically, it can open up some very exciting opportunities for storytelling and interpretation. The personalization aspect is really interesting. AI can adapt stories to each visitor's interests or learning style. For example, a history buff might get detailed accounts of an artifact's past, while a child receives a simpler, more playful narrative, for example. It might also be able to adapt to your personal learning style. Let's say you have a specific way you want to learn, or maybe a way of learning that you struggle with. It might be able to adapt to your personal style. In terms of accessibility, AI tools like real-time language translation or image recognition make museum experiences more inclusive. So a visitor with visual impairment could use AI-powered audio descriptions to explore an exhibition, for example. Museums can analyze visitor behavior with AI to learn what works and improve exhibitions in real time. So there's a real use for data insight here that could well be explored further. Immersive storytelling. AI can create interactive experiences where visitors shape the story as they go. Think of it as a choose-your-own-adventure kind of museum exhibition. Now, if we just have a look at some of the challenges and maybe also limitations of AI, there are challenges that we can't ignore because AI isn't cheap. So many museums struggle to maintain basic operations already. So investing in advanced AI systems can be a barrier for your costs and your resources. AI is powerful, but can it match the emotional connection of a human storyteller? Museums do risk losing the personal touch that makes their stories so memorable if we lose that human touch as well. There are also considerations around bias and ethics. AI is only as unbiased as the data it's trained on. So historical inaccuracies or cultural insensitivities can creep into AI-driven storytelling very easily, and this is really something that we need to be looking out for. I've also wanted to mention something like digital divide, because not all visitors or institutions have access to advanced technologies, which could create inequities in how people experience museums as well. So this might also be an area where we need to look out. If we have a look at future trends in AI and museums, AI could open doors to entirely new ways of engaging with history and culture. Just imagine museums where, let's say, exhibitions adapt in real time based on visitors' reactions, for example. AI-curated digital museums are accessible from anywhere in the world. Visitors co-create exhibitions by interacting with AI-powered storytelling tools. Also, predictive analytics can help museums design exhibitions that reflect trends or emergent public interests, which could really put museums at the forefront, I think, because very often museums, due to resources and time, etc., find it difficult to respond to emerging trends when they are relevant in society and when they're being discussed in society, because, it takes time to set up exhibitions or other forms of interpretation activities. So the possibilities are exciting, but they can also raise questions, because how far should museums go with AI? And how do we balance technology with the core mission of preserving and sharing cultural heritage? I think ultimately the question isn't whether AI can transform museum interpretation, but whether it should. Technology should always enhance, not replace, the core human elements of empathy, of connection and storytelling. And perhaps the future lies in collaboration. I think AI as a tool to empower human creativity and to make museums more accessible to everyone is fantastic. But I also think there is a human connection to the past as well as to the future and to museum visitors of today that makes museums very, very unique. So over to you. I would really love to know what you think. Is AI the future of museum interpretation, or should museums focus more on the human touch, the human connection? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is still very much an area where everything is in the exploration phase and where we have only just started to touch on some really interesting aspects. So please share your thoughts below.